everybody, it's Martha. Welcome to my Shabby Craft Studio. I am here with Make It Monday, and I am working on the altered file folder. This is the one I did in the first video, and I covered it with tissue paper, and it's okay. I'm not crazy about, I'm crazy about it, but I learned some things that I did wrong. So we are going to try and fix those and do it right this time. So I hope you'll join me. I hope this finds everybody safe and well and out of harm's way. And I am just looking for the paper that I want to use. I have this antique papery paper. I think this is called Moths or something similar to that. Absolutely love it. This is another set that I believe she has retired, but if I can find the link, I will put it below. And I had this printed out already, so it's on quite, some of it's on pretty heavy paper. Now, in my last video, I started with folding the file folder over like this, which is fine. You can start that way. You can see I have inked these edges, and I didn't score this, which you certainly can do. But what I did was I went to town just putting these two edges together. Don't do that first. Trust me. You want to cover this side. So if this is your front, or if this is your front, you want to, doesn't matter. You want to have the short side of the file folder, right? What would be the front of the file folder if you're using it as a file folder. You want the short side to be on the outside. And you want to cover this inside page down to about here, probably 2.5 inches. You want to cover this, and you want to cover this, again, about 2 to 3 inches. This one, since it sits way low, you'd probably want to do it 3 inches. If you want to, you could cut this whole part of this file folder straight across, which I think, since I planned on doing something a little different with this one than I did with this one, because these pockets are so tall, I think I'm going to do something different with this and cut this off further. So in that case, I'm going to have to cover the inside further down than 3 inches. So I think on this one, I want to cut this off right here. Oops. Only one, Martha. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to cut it a little further down. Nope, I'm going to cut it there and then fold it under, I think. I'm a woman. I'm allowed to change my mind, right? Okay, so there's that. This is my take on the alternative for this altered file folder project. So again, I am collaborating with Caryl at Free Spirit Arts. Hey, Caryl. And I am going to, yeah, I like that. So now I'm going to have to cover the inside of this way further than 3 inches, as you can see. And you know what? Am I going to leave that up there? I'm sorry. I'm just mumbling to myself. Thinking, can you hear smell the fire burning? Yep, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue this down, so hopefully it stays. And that will give the front pocket some support. So this is the altered file folder that I will link the original video below. I can't remember the name, and I don't know where I wrote it down now. Bad. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. And yeah. All about having fun, people. No stress, right? No stress. I don't want to stress. Okay. So hopefully you have watched part 1 first. If you haven't, please go watch that. And I am going to cover the inside of this with one of the papers. Oh my. I have things flying everywhere here, peeps. All right. I just have to decide which set of papers I want to go with. I have a couple of sets in here, so I like this one. All right, I think you could collage. You can just cover it. You can do whatever your little heart desires, you know, because it's your project. So I'm going to, I swear, you know, it's not this bad when I'm alone. only when I have company. Oh, my. I'm going to put that down just a teensy bit further. All right, is this going to be my front? It is. So you know what? I think. All right. I'm going to use the top part here, and I am going to pre-cut this because it's a real pain. Oops. And I'm marking the back. No, I want to cut that all the way. I'm going to cut it all the way. So I'm going to take this and cut this off. And then, I know I won't cut that straight. I just know I won't. Doesn't matter what scissors I use. No matter what I do, I can't cut a straight line. Okay. And back to the little scissors. And there is no perfection. My saying is, yeah, all right, and then I think I'm only going to put this on it just long enough if I want to put a thumb hole in that the back won't, the cardboard won't show. So I'm going to tear this off. All right, there. And I'm going to put this up. And I'm going to, am I going to keep that part on there? Yes, because I want it to overlap here because I don't want the paper to lift up from that area there. All right. So we're going to glue this. All my separated papers from my, I don't stack my papers when they get gluey. Well, I stack them, but I don't stack them or fold them for future use. I just put them in a pile and stack them like together. And then my glue pages from my book end up getting used over and over and over and over and over. So when the glue dries on it, they're just all stuck together, and I have a bigger pile of book pages to glue on because this book wasn't really that big. So a regular page, you know, that I might be gluing on doesn't take up. All right. So it's hanging over just the teensiest bit. Just needs to move down a little bit before it gets too stuck down. Oh my. All right. good. And I don't mind that a little bit of this is showing at the top just a little bit. That's okay. Now, if you have a sewing machine, you can go around sew this after. If you don't, just make sure your edges are glued down really well. And again, in the end, when Caryl and I are done doing this challenge with each other, we are going to be giving away one of these file folders. For me, it depends on which one turns out the best. The tissue paper one's a bit of a mess, so I'm not sure that one's going to go to anybody, but we'll see. You may have your choice. All right, so I have to cover this, and I could just use some more of that. It's not going to be deep enough, though. Now I need another piece. You could use scrapbook paper for this. You can, oh look, that'd be perfect. Oh, yes, please. It doesn't go down as far, but that's okay. It doesn't need to. That's plenty to cover the, and I could, nope. I'm just gonna tear it off there. So, what was I gonna say? You could use scrapbook paper. You could use napkins, which the napkins are in my future for what I want to do with this. And you could use a digi-kit like I'm using. So just kind of be free with it. Grab some paper. As in my last one, I used tissue paper because I have a lot of tissue paper that I really should use up. Yep, and I'm okay with that overlap. It doesn't match exactly, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. We're going to do it anyway. It's all right. It's okay. We're going to do it anyway. Imperfection. Imperfection is perfect for me. Uh-oh. A little sticky there. As are my fingertips. I didn't even clean off my fingertips in between sessions. Alrighty. Where's my card? We want that taken off. Don't want our folder to be stuck in the wrong places. All right. Yay. Okay. Yep, that's going to be pretty. Isn't it? I'm happy with that. All right, so we have to do, let me think. We do not have to do this side, but we have to do this side because it will show there. And if we want to put a thumb hole in here, it would have to be oh, Martha. Okay. That'll work. Oh, wait, hold that thought. Oh man, I just had a really weird deja vu. Ah, I hate when that happens. Always makes me wonder what's going to happen next. Don't like that. Okay. Still filming. Gotta check all the sources now. I hate deja vus. Even if they're not bad ones, I don't like it when it happens. Okay. All right. So we want that there, correct? Make sure we're gluing it to the right. And see, this is sideways, but it doesn't really matter because you're really not going to see that. And this is all, I mean, there's a little bit of print there, but you can hardly see it. So it's all good. I'm glad to use up a piece in an odd shape, you know? I'm using lots of glue because I don't plan on sewing this down and I want it to stick. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing the right, right bit. Oh, this is so much easier. That last one, I really struggled with getting these parts covered. And that was not pleasant. It did not give me warm fuzzies. And not having warm fuzzies is not fun. You want it to be fun. You want it to feel good. Oh, yes. I am very, very happy with that. Okay. So, see, you really don't need to ink your edges. You could do all that after. Right? All right. So, I'm trying to think of one more thing. If I'm going to put... And I think I am. I think I'm going to just put this right down here. So I'm going to cover this. And I think I want something different. Let's see. Oh, that fits perfect. Okay. Just need to take off like that little bit there. And I think I'm going to use my cutting board for that part. Cut. That was tricky. I couldn't have done that if I tried again. Just because I just need it just ever so slightly cut. You know, I just had to cut that much off, I think. And yep. Let's see. Do I need a little bit more? Just a hair. Just a hair. And my hair is pretty thin. So we're just going to cut just... Oops. Might have been a tad too much, but that's okay. That's okay. The bottom can show. It's all right. Yep. So we're going to do that. And then glue it up to the top. There. Yep. I like that. It doesn't blend in too much with the bottom. Actually, it probably didn't even need to come down that far if I'm putting that on, huh? Probably not, because that's going to make a lot of layers at the bottom. But because this is a funny shape, I could turn this over and just do the bottom like that. Could just make it a narrow pocket. Cut that off. Could do exactly that. Okay, we are going to... We really are. I'm going to line it up to that line right there. I'm going to see how I like this. If I don't like it, I'll get another piece of cardstock or something out and make something different. All right. So if I did that, that would work. And it's going to be really thick if I don't tear this off, but this paper isn't that bad. Let me see. Let me just test here. Yeah, we'll put it all the way down. I'm good with that. Man, it's warm. It's going to be a hot one today. It's going to be in the 90s. Not as hot as some of you guys have it. I know. Don't complain. I'm not complaining. I'm not, really. It's just, it's been in the 80s, which has been kind of nice because we had a streak of, I don't know, 2 months, 2.5 months of 90s. It was a long, hot summer. And it's still summer. Cicadas are singing. And the sun is shining. Of course, I can't stop thinking about those of you in California, Colorado, And now along the coast where it's going to be storming. So just know that I'm thinking of you, holding good thoughts for you if you're down there. Okay. Oh, come on. Up. Up! I can't get it to slide up. All right. That's all right. That's what ink is for, right? Yeah. You know that's going to bother me now. I'm not really a perfectionist, but I mean, these are for giveaways. So I'm a perfectionist if I'm going to be sharing it with somebody else. If I make something for sale, I want it to be perfect, but that's okay. There is no perfection, Martha. There is no perfection. Time to find another piece. Can I find another piece with the frame on it? Maybe. Yep. Could use that one. Could use this one. This is the same one. So I think I'm going to just... Okay. I'm just going to... come down here. And we're going to... It's not like I can't print these out again. I think she has put these into retirement. Antique Papery has put this set into retirement, and I'm not sure they're available anymore, as I've said previously. But oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh no. Oh my goodness, I'm reaching for another paper towel. I have this stack of used paper towels that I use over and over again. And yeah, I didn't turn around quite like I should have. But yeah, if I can find it, like I've said previously in the previous video, and maybe even this video, because now I can't remember what I said in the previous video and what I said in this one. But if I can find it, I will link it. I know it's always fun to see something beautiful. I did that wrong. I tore that paper wrong. Oh, well. Maybe not. It's okay. We're going to use it anyway. Oh, yes, we are. Because that's going to be on one side and that's going to be on the other. So who's going to know? And we're going to cover some of these things up anyway. It's all right. It really, really is fine, Martha. It's fine. So yeah, like I was trying to say before I interrupted myself so rudely, I now have to cover the, what I do with it. All right. So now I have to cover this piece. All right. Alrighty, righty. Alrighty, righty. I'm going to round this edge. If I can find my corner rounder. My husband takes it every now and then. He does something that helps me out. And he needs the corner rounder. And he doesn't always put it back where it goes. But I don't complain. He's helping. That's all that matters. Still recording. Yes. Good job, recorder. Good job. Could I put this sideways? Would anybody notice if the writing is sideways? It's not long enough anyway. That's the thing about file folders. File folders are bigger than pieces of paper. So, if you're going to cover stuff with a file folder, would that look weird if that's the same as what's up above? I think that's too busy. That's what I'm thinking. That's going to be too busy for me. That doesn't go. Too brown. Too brown. What am I going to do? That's too brown too. Though I don't hate it. Nope. Well, she said. Well, you're running out of time, Martha. You don't have a lot of time to mess around. Ooh. Yep, I'm going to use the bottom of this, and then I'll figure out the rest of it. Maybe I'll do it this way. Okay. Just playing. Just playing. Options, options. These are the options that we have that we need to work with. And we'll take it from there, right? So maybe you're a planner, and maybe you'll plan this out differently than what I have. As I said in my previous video, basically, all this planning went on in my head. Not on paper. I didn't do a trial first, which for me is really unusual. I mean, I'm all about, you know, don't embarrass myself on doing something the first time on camera. But it's okay. I'm getting better. And I'm all right with it. Yep, I like that because it's kind of, it's not so, I think I'll use this bit right here. So it's not so, what was I saying? Not so busy and in your face as the rest of it is, really. Colorful. And see, if you don't, I mean, you don't have to use this edge. You don't have to use this edge. Use something in the middle if you find it and you like it. All right? And yes, this is piecemealed together. It's okay. You can cover up the seams with other things. You can cover them with washi. You can cover them with elements, you know, cut out elements, butterflies, birds, a snippet. Oh, that was ugly. I don't know what happened. I think my ruler might have been upside down or something. Probably. Having one of those days, guys. I'm going to need a drink. I've been doing a lot of talking. I haven't talked this much in a row in a long time. And I'm okay that these two corners are not the same. It's okay. It's just fine. All right. So I am going to glue that down. So I'm just going to glue these edges here. It's still a little busy, but that's okay. It's a busy pattern. These papers are a tad busy, but that's okay. It's all right. Let me get further up here. Yeah, so when Caryl from Free Spirit Arts brought this up and said that we should do a giveaway, I thought that was such a fun idea. I haven't ever collaborated with anybody else before on a project, so this is fun. And, you know, I have a problem. I have many of them. But one of my problems is I don't like to deal with the stress of commitment. So, like, being on a design team, I'm not sure I'd be good at that. On the other hand, I kind of like the idea of, you know, having to do a project. Not necessarily having to do it for somebody else or by a certain time. That's why I don't take custom orders on anything. But in order to do a project and have somebody challenge you to something, it's kind of fun. I mean, Rachel sort of challenged me to something a while back, and I did it, and it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it very much. All right, so I need to let that pocket dry because I am going to have to bend this in half. And I don't like to do that when the glue is wet because I don't want it to pop up. So I'm going to leave that to dry. I've covered my glues. I'm going to take a drink and think. Okay. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we fold this in half, this is going to be a pocket in the center. 5. Oh, I have to glue that down too. Oops. Sort of forgot. All right. So I'm going to put this. And this could be sewn as well. And because I did this one a little different, I might need to sew this so that it stays shut. It's quite hefty at this point. I guess I could do this too. Okay, now I have to hold these edges down. That's what arms are for, right? So unless I use tape or paper to connect this edge to this edge, which I might still do. I did that with this one. If you watched the first video, I just wrapped the paper right around the edges, and that worked. Now these pockets are quite tall. There's one there, because that's the center, and then there's one there, but I haven't put any pockets on the front here yet. So how much time do I have? I have 32 on the clock. So that means I have about, what, 28? Math, not the strong point. Remember that. Okay. So I think we're going to jump back to this one. And my thought process was, let me get all this out of the way. I think I'm going to do a bit of a fall theme on this. Yes, I do. Because it's right around the corner, and who doesn't want some cooler weather? I do. I do. So I have these napkins here. Oh, that's really pretty. But I have to decide if I'm going to put pockets on here. And if I am, how I'm going to do that. And if I'm going to do that, what am I going to cover those with? So I did wrap paper around the bottom, and I wrapped, this is the fold. So I wrapped my paper around the fold, and I wrapped my paper around the edge of this, this part of the file folder where all the edges meet. And it's holding. I think it's going to be fine. I did put a little glue in there. You can see when you open it up, there's still a flat area here where this glue, but if you sewed it, that flat area would be there anyway. So these napkins are left over from last year. I think I am going to just put a little of this on here and see how I like it. And yes, I know I could use tape to separate these. I have done that many a time. But, you know, my tape is somewhere. I have no idea where. And I'm not wasting washi tape on this if I can help it. I have found if I just do this with my thumbnail enough, the layers usually separate. Usually. Sometimes. Maybe. If I'm good enough and I'm lucky enough. That's what we get. And I know I could use water to go around these, but don't know if I'm going to. Let's see, that goes up there. And if I could, oh, it reaches. Look at that. I could do the whole thing all the way around if I wanted, but I don't know if I wanna. Don't know if I wanna. I think I'm gonna fussy tear. I do. I think I'm gonna fussy tear. I like me some fussy tearing. And I have to decide how I'm going to glue these on, because if I use glue stick, it will leave more of a textured surface. You know what? I need to, you know that word I keep saying for glue? Need to inky dink it. Excuse my arm. Because I can barely see where that pocket is. So I am just going to ink these top edges here. So they're a little more visible. And then we'll do this one since we have the ink out. Exciting stuff here. Exciting stuff. Yeah, so I can't remember if I did finish my conversation about my mother-in-law in the other video. But just to reiterate, as of yesterday, she was doing better, but she needs an aortic valve replacement, which isn't any small thing for an 84-year-old. But on the other hand, they say it's a simple procedure, but the hospital she's in can't do it. I did not say that in the previous video. I guess the hospital is not equipped for that kind of surgery. So today, the cardiac surgeon there at that hospital in Kentucky is supposed to be coordinating with a surgeon, a cardiac surgeon in Tennessee. And I guess my sister-in-law says it's not so hard to get from her area of Kentucky, she's in southern Kentucky, to Tennessee, but it is a long ride. But she would have to drive back and forth every day to visit her mother. And we don't know how long she would be kept in the hospital because her other numbers have gotten better. Her diabetes was way out of whack. I mean, her numbers were so out of whack, nobody knew what was going on. But come to find out, it was all due to the heart stuff. There. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oh, I like that. It looks like it's falling. Let's tear this side. Okay. I think I am going to pull out my Timmy Holtz if I cannot destroy everything. Oh no! There he is. He's right on my desk. So I had a feeling I was going to use him. And get the appropriate brush out. That's not it. There we go. Alright. So I used the Distress Collage Medium from Tim Holtz. I don't use this for everything because it's quite expensive, but let me tell you, it's a beautiful consistency and it goes a really long way. So I really like using it. And I want to coat this in gel medium anyway, but this is going to help this. If I did this with a glue stick, it wouldn't like blend into the tissue paper in the back so nicely. And I wanted it to blend in. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I love maple leaves. Love maple leaves. We have one maple tree in the backyard, and my husband almost had it cut down, and I told him he was going to die if he did that. We have a gum tree. We have tons of oak trees. I hate oak trees. Ugh. The only thing oak is good for is the wood. The leaves are ugly, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Our oak leaves do not turn this pretty red. No, they don't. I think we have white oak. They just turn brown. Turn brown and either stay on the trees until next spring, some of them, or they fall off and make a mess. Okay. I think I'm going to separate these two. And I'm not being overly picky. Actually, I think this one's going to go over here. I have two fans blowing, so my napkin is kind of trying to take off on me. You see it blowing in the breeze. Because when you sit in a sunroom that's full of windows in the summer in Virginia, it gets pretty darn warm pretty quick. Like, I won't be able to work in here this afternoon. Oh, I'm sticking. Luckily, it didn't tear it up when it stuck. Okay, so now I'm going to have to stand this up because I don't want it, both sides are gluey and I don't want it to stick to anything. So I'm just going to stand this up against my little drawer unit. And then I think, okay, I'm going to put this napkin in that pile. I might take these little chickadees and do a little branch coming out over there. Wouldn't that be fun? Here. Ooh! Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to send you flying. I was trying to find an area where the fan would hit that, but not gonna happen. Maybe some of the air blowing around will. I'm sorry. I did not mean to whack you. Hope that didn't make you go dizzy. Now, some napkins really don't like to come apart, especially after you stick them in matte medium or glue or whatever is on there. So my fingers have glue on glue on glue with paper on glue. Ay, ay, ay. That's not helping any. And I know I'm running out of time. So this is going to go into part 3, 4, 5, who knows. And I was smug. I thought I would get one done in one take. Ha! Of course, I am working on 2. So there is that. All right, I'm going to have to find tape. I know I don't have any in here. I'll use a piece I don't love. That's okay. Go over here. Take that piece off. This one is really, I mean, they seriously glued this thing together when they glued this one together. Good quality. Don't ask me where I got these. I don't remember exactly. They may have come from a store called And That, which is also known as the Christmas tree shops. It's like a shoot-off store from the Christmas tree shops, but it's owned by the Christmas tree shops. And I found some really beautiful napkins last year before we ever knew we were going to be facing COVID. Okay. Alrighty. Happy with that. All right. So let's see. I think on this one, I need a little bird up here somewhere. All right. So just don't think I want too much else on there. Maybe take this branch. And honestly, I know I could wet it, but I just don't like... Am I going to want both birds? I don't know. Oh, there's 3 birds. 3 little birdies sitting in a tree. Tweeting away. I'm going to try one. I can always paste the other 2 in there. Right? So that's almost dry. You really don't need much with the Tim Holtz stuff. Yep, I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to put this little bit here first so I can place it. Okay. Put a little up there. I know some people don't put the glue or matte medium or whatever underneath. I just find that it seems to sort of blend in and stick better if I put mine underneath and on top. So some people just put it on top, but that doesn't seem to work very well for me. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? I think I'm going to like this one. Okay. And then I was thinking the other bird facing the other way would go pretty in this corner, kind of facing in. I used to watch those tattoo competition shows. I know, that's weird. I don't have any tattoos, but it was art, so I really liked watching them. And the artists, some of them were amazing. And to be honest, I was like, I just wish I could draw like that. And then transfer it to another medium. I mean, drawing on skin has got to be not the easiest thing to do in the world. All right, so 2 are not going to fit. So I'm going to take this little birdie out of the picture, so to speak. And I'm just going to put this one up here. Yep, I like it. Don't fly away. Don't fly away. He's missing just a teensy bit off the top of his head, but that's okay. When he blends in, nobody will notice. Right? See? Can't even tell. I'm glad I thought about pulling these out before I started, because you would not have wanted to wait from you. You should see my napkin collection. Ah, never, because I'm not sharing, because our local Tuesday mornings all shut down. We had one that was in Fredericksburg that was only like 40 minutes away. And when I say only, that's because everything else is further away than that. And then the next one up the road closed down as well. So that one was about probably, depending on traffic, the first one was 35 to 40 minutes away. The second one was probably closer to 50. We had to go up 95, so depending on 95. But it was probably about an hour away. But now the closest one is south, which would be about an hour and, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Maybe longer. Or I have to go north on 95, which is never fun to do. So, yeah, I'm not... I don't know when I'll go back to a Tuesday morning. So all the napkins I have are probably what I'm going to have for a very long time. But I do need to use them. Okay. So I want to close this up. And I'm going to dunk it in some water over here. And see, I've used this quite a bit. And it really, because you can put it on so thin and because it's such a nice consistency, so I'm keeping it closed very tightly. It really does. It's worth the money, I think, personally. But I don't use it on everything. I don't use it on really big projects. But, you know, it's good. All right. So am I going to, let's see. I think I could fold this one out. I'm going to set that up so those dry. Woo, this is going to be tight, and it's buckling in the middle. So there you go. There's a bit of buckle going on. So I'm just going to soften it up a little bit. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to work it. Because you got, 4 layers or more. So you have 1, 2, 3 layers here of cardstock that you're working with. And then when you double it over, yeah, you got twice that. So I'm going to work it. See, it's buckling there. So maybe there's a reason you want to put it together and then put those papers on. I don't know. But I'm going to go with the flow here. I'm going to push it down. And I may have to put this under a book to flatten it. But you know what? That's okay. Gives it a little interest. All right. And what's buckling is right here in the center, because I have all these layers wrapped around it. It's okay though. It's all right. We are good. All right, I'm going to ink a little bit around here because it's a little bit of a grungy paper set. It's grungy in a kind of a more blackish way than a brownish way, but you do what you can. I could have used pink on it, but I didn't want to go pink, to be honest. And I'm debating on whether to put thumb hole punches in here, since my last one wasn't very successful on my tissue paper one. All right. So the next thing for this would be to make the ephemera for this one, because these pockets are all on here. The other one with the tissue paper, I'm going to need to put pockets on. And that may be something that I do not on screen. I don't know. Well, excuse that interruption. I did not have my phone on airplane mode because when my husband is out, I don't like to, for him not to be able to contact me. We don't have a house phone. So, yeah. So what I did was, since there was a break, I had to get up and take the dogs out. And while I was up, I decided I was going to go sew these 2 edges because this is so stiff and it is buckling in the center in there from all these layers and it being really thick. I decided to sew it instead of glue it. And if you can't sew, you could take paper, overlap the edges, glue it down really well, maybe some washi tape under or over the paper, and it would work as well. Because I did do that with this one. This is just tissue paper with napkin over the top. And I wrapped the paper around the bottom and the edges, and it's going to hold just fine. This one is not buckling because it's not as thick. I can't even imagine what this would be like if I used heavy duty, like if you were to use double-sided, which you wouldn't need. But if you had some paper packs that you like that are double-sided, that would be really heavy duty on this. And I don't know how well that would work. I really like the feel of this one because it's still soft and pliable. This one is much, much stiffer, but if you work with it, it would become pliable. And you can also put it under some heavy books if you wanted to flatten it. But as it gets down here, it gets really thick, and I think that's where the buckling problem came in. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how much time I had left on the last video, But I think what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to find or make the ephemera to go in this off camera. Because, as I've said before, my ephemera making skills are lacking. And in the end, I'm usually happy with what I have. But that's because I only show you the things that I like a lot. I'm going to be packing this with a bunch of ephemera. This one I still need to put a pocket on, and I think I was in the process of deciding that. These two things are dry now. I really, really love this. And I may add something up here. I may not. I may put, I'm thinking of saving that for something else, which I shall disclose in a future video. But to make the pockets, I think I either need to use another piece of cardstock, which I do have some right here beside me. And this is a very lightweight cardstock, so I could use that. And I think I'm just going to make 2 pockets, actually, is what I'm going to make. But, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to look through my current ephemera and see if I have anything that would work for that. And I am just going to, well, we can... Let me, oh yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, I am destroying things left and right because now I'm flustered. Oh my goodness. Hold that thought for me, please, people. I'm here. Just bear with me. Okay. Alrighty. Banging into my cart. Golly gee whizzikers. Next thing is my husband will walk in the door. All right, so let's see if I have any pockets in this already made up that would possibly work. Ooh. Okay. Well, a few things that might possibly work, but I have to try them against let me continue to look. We shall see here. See, I went on this envelope covering binge, collaging binge a while back. And, yeah. Oh, here's some pockets. That wouldn't work. Here's some pockets made out of my collage paper that I printed out on cardstock. It's a nice big tag. That might work. Thought I had some more pockets. Like, you know, pockets I cut out. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's on cardstock. That's the same paper. That's on page. That's the same paper, and that's on pages. I could cut that down. There's some of my stamps. Might pull those out. And there's a collage sheet. I'm not going to do that. I have enough pulled out. Okay. I have some things to look at that might work. Do I have anything in there? I might have. Oops. See, these things are 48 cents, and I do like them, but they do tear. They do tear, but you know, you tape it up and you go with it. That's my theory. Tape it up and go with it. So a lot of these might work as pockets. I have to see. Some of these have some of that paper on it because I really love that paper. So there's that. And these were collage pages I did and then cut them up. So that's why they're chopped up in these pieces like this. All right. All right, I'm going to go with those and check them out and see what I could put on here as a pocket or pockets on this one. Or I may collage some more tissue paper onto card and put those on. I don't know yet. Because these aren't really wide enough, and I'd like to take advantage of the entire width here. Now, that'd be pretty wide. And those butterflies match that color. Or I could use this part down here. Now that has... Oh, I'm not doing that paper. Duh. I'm talking about some of this paper matching that paper, but that's the wrong thing I'm looking for pockets for. So that would be pretty. That would definitely go. And I could cut that down. Yeah, I like that one. So that's going to be cut down into a pocket. Oh, that takes up too much room. Now that could go as a pocket. I could glue that down. It's got some yellow in it. I could cover that up. Because that doesn't really go. That's a possibility. That's a card. And I think these pockets are all too not wide enough. That could be a tuck and a pocket, but I don't like it. Nope. That's a nope. That's a solid nope. And this could go, that takes up too much room. Wrong. Wrong. Nope. Nope. Card. Nope. Too big. Nope. Not liking those. Okay, so it's going to be one of these. It's either going to be this, and I cover this up, or this, or both. Maybe I could put that on that side. That fits really well. Yep, I think I'm going to put that on that side and cover this up with something else. And I'm going to cut this down to about there. Well, actually, this pocket goes up to about there on that. Yep, I think I'm going to do that. So I will be back in the next video with these pockets attached and some ephemera made, and we will pick it up there. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful for you being here and sharing this with me. I hope you're playing along. I hope you're doing your own thing, because as I usually say, don't do as I do, because I'm just a prime example of how not to do it. But I hope you're having fun and that you are playing along. And if not, maybe this will give you some ideas for some future things, okay? And don't forget, Free Spirit Arts. Watch Caryl. She hasn't started her series yet. She's working on something else right now, but she's going to watch her series. And probably in a couple of weeks, we will do a giveaway for these lovely little things. So I will see you back here on Wednesday for What's Up Wednesday. And I love you all. I hope you are all safe, out of harm's way. And I'm praying for everybody who is in harm's way. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Take care. Happy crafting. Bye, everybody.